Alright guys, how's it going? Couple of things before I get into this video. One, I'll be live on here today at 1 o'clock UK time. If you want to come along for a natter, there'll be no live stream tonight. So there'll only be that one stream this afternoon. Two, if you can hear an Hoover or some noise coming from above, that's my cleaner. Yeah, I've got a cleaner too, right? I have, man. It's cheaper than having a wife or a girlfriend live here, trust me. So yeah, my cleaner comes on a Wednesday, alright. That's it. What we're talking about? Oh, I ain't done my morning briefing yet. I'm going to do a morning briefing after this video. That goes on my other YouTube channel, Duncan Oldham. The link to that channel is in the video description, and it'll pop up on the screen as well at the end of the video. And in that video, I'm going to reveal to you a big secret about me being an agent for Real Madrid. I shit you not. Don't miss it. You might enjoy it. So, guys, right, what we're going to do in this video is, last night, we're going to talk about Rodrygo, all right? And I'm going to tell you what the latest claims are from here in Spain today. Now, do you remember last night I recorded a video for you before I settled down? And I thought it was important to warn you that you might be subjected to Rodrygo speculation overnight as a result of this article here, all right? Now, it's a good job I did that because I was checking overnight when I woke up and stuff like that, checking social media, and I've checked things this morning, obviously, and there's been all sorts of claims about Rodrygo, right? And in my opinion, they're all as a result of this article. Now, last night, this was published online, and I said, I think you'll see it tomorrow in Marca in the print version, and here it is. And it's by Jose Felix Diaz, who is, you know, Real Madrid's, like, it's like our Paul Joyce and Liverpool. He's kind of like the closest to Real Madrid, and he basically relays, you know, the view or what Real Madrid's intentions are. So the article was published today. Now, you'd have to watch the video last night to know what the article is about, but in a nutshell, basically Alonso has sat down with his squad, as Rafa Benitez would say, squad, for sure, and he's told all his players where they figure in his plans or where they don't figure in his plans. Rodrygo was mentioned in the article, which made me think, oh, here we go, all the Twitter today. Rodrygo to Liverpool overnight and all that. In fact, there's more. There's like Tottenham now come out and everything, right, being linked as well. Also in the article, it mentioned Real Madrid wanting a midfielder and a centre-back. All right, I touched on that as well, which is why you might want to watch my morning briefing on the other channel. So that was that. What we're going to do now is we're going to speak about some additional reporting today, such as this. This is saying that the Tottenham, want Rodrygo. Liverpool are mentioning the article. There's some opinion pieces about him and his, what they think of him. And if you're interested in Rodrygo, this video's for you. In terms of Liverpool's interest, yeah, Liverpool are going to be mentioned in it, but I don't think there's anything new in there. But I still think you'll find this of interest because there's talks about him, difficulties with his agent and stuff like that, and who's representing him, etc., etc. All right? Now, this is going to be a long video, I think, because I'm going to go over everything with you. And then I am going to do another video about Rodrygo as well. So if you like Rodrygo, if you're interested in the idea of him coming to Anfield, these couple of videos are going to be for you. Excuse me. So I went to the... I go to the cafe in the morning, 6 days a week, and I review all this guff for you. Now, I have my notes here, okay? Tottenham want Rodrygo here, which is in AS, which is a Madrid-based publication, pro-Real Madrid, of course. Interest from Spurs joins that of Liverpool and Bayern. No official contact yet. And they say, as we previously reported, Liverpool and Bayern entered the race for the Brazilian in operations that are practically dependent on other moves. That's something I've been saying all along, that it's, we've got to think about what's going to happen with Diaz and Nunes, even Isak maybe. So, and the valuation, I don't see Liverpool going all in on this like some people are trying to claim, the Twitter twats, the content aggregators, etc. If there's a deal to be had there at the right price, if you get rid of, Diaz and Nunes or whatever, then I think there's a strong possibility that something could happen. But I do not see Liverpool spending big or investing big on this. It's more of an opportunistic signing. We get told that, don't we? So, and that's why Liverpool are working it out, and that's what I think they're doing right now. It says here now from London, in addition to the, and then in brackets it says lukewarm interest from Arsenal and Chelsea, Tottenham want to capitalise on the situation. As of today, none of the interested clubs, including Liverpool, Bayern or Spurs, have initiated official contact with Madrid for Rodrygo. There have been informal conversations with his camp, yes, and for quite some time. And I believe that, okay? So we don't really need to go through everything in that article, but that's the interesting points from there, okay, which you might find, worthy of a little bit of attention. There was another article in AS, which was an opinion piece about Rodrygo. And it said a crossroads with no easy way out. Real Madrid is such a demanding club that a footballer who dazzled the world 2 seasons ago has now become a problem. Rodrygo is unmotivated, carrying the sense that the club is trying to move him on. And that has affected both his football and his mindset. He's lost his spark, that ability to step up in the most difficult moments. He's become a background figure, lacking the will or the drive to fight against his new role. The arrival of Mbappe pushed him out of the spotlight at the start of last season, and neither Rodrygo nor his entourage knew how to cope with the loss of prominence. It's affected him so much that he's become something of a supporting act. The problem is that the market isn't exactly buzzing for a forward who carries a melancholic air, has high wages, and hasn't been decisive in any match for several months. Xabi Alonso, who has spoken kindly about him in public, has relegated him to a minor role in his first matches in charge, and that's been the final blow. Madrid, aware of the player's drop in value, are keeping calm because there's still time left in the window, but they also know they're currently on the losing side of the game. Neither does Rodrygo show any sign of wanting to recover the form that once made him a world-class talent, nor do the clubs that could afford him seem willing to invest in a player who's clearly declined. The club must now look for the least bad solution because he's not the type to embrace life as a substitute, fighting to turn things around. And the club can't afford to keep someone with a superstar wage on the bench all season, watching time go by, which means they need to lower that valuation. So Perez can say as much as he wants, 100 million euros, but if he's not in their plans, what interested club's going to pay there? And I can't see Liverpool doing that, guys. I see Liverpool saying, if other things, in the background fall into place, I can see them going, look, it's 70 million, then yeah, game on, right? That's what I think. Now, there was another opinion piece as well. And this was headlined, Rodrygo, a mess for Madrid. Now, it's important to point out here that this is published by Spurs, which is the pro-Barcelona newspaper. This is, based in Barcelona. So they're always going to stick the knife in on Real Madrid, right? And Real Madrid players. And I think this article is quite funny, actually, because it is very much like that. So it goes as follows. A cold war has been raging for months between Real Madrid and Rodrygo, which looks set to end very badly. The Brazilian wants to leave because he feels undervalued and cannot stand having become a secondary figure. He has checked out. His performance has collapsed. His last goal dates back to March 4th in the first leg of the Champions League round of 16 against Atletico at the Bernabeu. He has dragged physical problems which must be added to his lack of motivation, frustration, and supposed emotional exhaustion. As expected, Mbappe has blown up the piece in a dressing room that in just 1 year has gone from being Champions League and La Liga winners to collecting thrashings and humiliations in all competitions. Florentino, however, is not willing to make Rodrygo's exit easy. He has set a price of 100 million euros, a figure that several English teams could afford, which would allow the club to capitalise and go after the midfielder that Xabi Alonso has gone from requesting to outright demanding. That player would fill the void left by Toni Kroos a year ago. His departure is in danger due to chaos in his entourage. He has no agent and is working with multiple intermediaries. Rodrygo's exit may not happen. The reason is the chaos reigning in his professional circle since he announced before the Qatar World Cup that he was parting ways with Nick Arcuri, the agent who had nearly taken him to the Camp Nou. He had a salary agreement in place with Barca, and who ultimately negotiated his signing for Madrid despite knowing that he occupied the same position as Vinicius Jr. All the major Brazilian agents have courted him, but nearly 3 years later, his agent is now his father, Eric, who lacks any of the business acumen of Neymar Sr., a landmark figure for his off-the-pitch success. Rodrygo has put himself on the market in the worst possible way, with a family representative who has no experience in sports management and whose only move has been to spark an auction. He has hired several intermediaries who are simultaneously overlapping and offering the play to various Premier League clubs. One is Pini Zahavi, who is handling a supposed offer from Liverpool. Another is Kia Jurabishian. I'm not mentioning his name for age. You know what I'm like if it's not Jack Daniels or John Smith, I can't pronounce him. Who has strong ties at Arsenal and Chelsea. It's not ruled out that others may be involved as well. Rodrygo has diminished. His management is amateur, lacking any serious guidance. On the pitch, he no longer makes a difference for either Real Madrid or his the national team, where Ancelotti has a place reserved for him, regardless of what happens this summer or how much he plays in the coming months. On top of that, this is interesting, right? Well, I have to explain why in a minute. On top of that, his image in Brazil has taken a hit after he fathered twins from a casual relationship and got involved in a bitter legal dispute over child support payments, right? So in other words, the Barcelona media think he's an absolute cunt. Is it me? Did you think I don't know, did you think that was funny? I read that, right? And I thought, there's bits in there that you guys might find interesting regarding his agent and representation, being all over the place and stuff. And how that could cause potentially problems if Liverpool did try and negotiate a deal, right? If he hadn't got a proper agent. But I swear down, that just feels like a piece just to fucking stab him. And to absolutely bring down, as Brendan Rodgers would say, his character. Do you know what I mean? Oh, dear me. That made me laugh. I was chuckling away at that. And that's why I had to explain to you, if you don't know that, some of these publications, you need to know where how biased they are and things. I just thought that was mental. Now listen, so sport there, right, are absolutely destroying him really in that article. What I'm going to do after this video is upload a video about Rodrygo's, Brendan Rodgers would say, character. All right, we hosted a live stream last night on here, and people come along and said this quite a few times. Oh, I've heard Rodrygo's a bit of an arrogant motherfucker, right? It's that sort of thing. He plays for Real Madrid, right? There's an air of arrogance around that club. But what I'm going to do is record a video and tell you what Dave, my AI assistant, told me about Rodrygo last night. During the live stream, I spoke to him and said, hey, Dave, is he a prick, basically, right? And Dave responded, and I'm going to give you that detailed breakdown. Dave's my AI assistant. I've been training him for about 9 months now. He's fucking smash it, Dave. Some of you won't know about that. Smash it, Dave. We need to clip that bit and then put it on the channel, and then you guys can see why he's a bit of a legend around here. So, someone said yesterday, stop telling us in every video Dave is, I ain't got time for... Listen, right, I have new people come here every day. And if I start talking about my mate Dave, they're going to think, hello, who the fuck's Dave? Do you know what I mean? So you got to tell people. I don't like repeating myself. You got to look after... It's not all about you, Not you guys. I mean, that's the amount of people I've blocked from our channel this week. There's some absolute knob jockeys. I'm bringing out a new feature soon where I'm going to highlight the comments of these people. I was thinking to call it Dunce's Corner. You know what I mean? People think it says Dunk's Corner, but I think Dunce's Corner or something like that. I'm going to read you the comments of these absolute morons. Go and watch my morning briefing today. I haven't recorded it yet, but go and watch my morning briefing on the other channel. Oh dear. Anyway, so I'm going to wrap this one up. I just wanted to tell you what the press was saying today. I warned you last night that we would see more Rodrygo stuff overnight. DKB, don't does biz. And that has been evident. And I'm sticking with my same opinion. I don't think anything's changed. Liverpool do have an interest in him, but I do not see him as some people want you to believe, that Liverpool are going all out to get him. I don't believe that, guys. They went all out to get Wirtz. They would go all out to get Isak, right? But not Rodrygo, in my opinion. I think that's, if a deal can be had at the right dollar, then that's when it happens. But again, it would be subject to what happens with other things concerning Liverpool's activities in the market, both in and out, in my opinion. All right? But definitely under consideration by Liverpool, and they will try and work out how much that costs. If it's just out of reach, or no, it won't happen. All right? But listen, I'm going to do a video now that will tell you about his character. All right? And just because it's a question that keeps cropping up on these videos. All right, guys, I'll leave you. I've got lots coming up for you today. Absolutely lots. Now, remember, my videos, I think YouTube only sends out 3 notifications to subscribers of YouTube channels in 24 hours, I think. So you need to check the channel manually sometimes when you're online, all right, or else you might miss videos. Okay, guys? I'm going to leave that with you. If you found the video remotely interesting, please thumbs up the video. Please drop me a comment if you've got anything interesting and sensible to say. If you want to buy me a coffee or a beer, there's a super thanks button. It's a love heart under the video. There's other ways of supporting my channel in the video description. This is all I do. I love it. I've been here for almost 30 years now, and I have built up the most amazing community and friends on this channel, and that's who I record my videos for. All right, guys, I'll see you in a bit.